Right now at 6, funding to put police officers in Madison schools is on the table again. Tonight, the City Finance Committee is meeting right now.
A new video shows the moment of a crash this morning along the interstate involving a semi and a state trooper's squad car.
Plus, after nearly a week of searching, crews finally recover the body of the 11-year-old boy missing in the Wisconsin River. A live report straight ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Those stories are coming up in just a bit. First, we're keeping an eye on the forecast this evening.
Yeah, some pretty strong showers rolled through this afternoon. Let's go right to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti in our first alert forecast. Gary?
Well, so far, those thunderstorms have stayed just below severe limits. We have had some hail out of some of the stronger storms, mainly pea-sized hail. But you can see what happened this afternoon. Skies started to clear out as we got rid of the morning clouds, and all of a sudden, thunderstorms just started to pop up. The first line of storms has raced eastward now, is out into Lake Michigan. Another little area of thunderstorms moving through the Madison area down toward Janesville. And then a few more storms are dotted out to the west of us. But this area is starting to settle down pretty quickly. I think most of the thunderstorms will be over with by mid to late evening, although the Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk of severe thunderstorms with hail and high winds being the main threats, mainly through the mid-evening hours. Otherwise, temperatures right now where we have had the rain have cooled down into the mid-60s. That also limits the severe thunderstorm potential, whereas farther out to the west, we're still seeing some low 70s, so it's possible a stronger storm could pop up in those areas. Otherwise, the skies will clear out overnight. Temperatures will drop into the 60s. Then tomorrow, we'll see some sunshine, maybe a late afternoon thunderstorm, and there also could be the potential for some severe weather tomorrow with a high temperature of 84. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
New video tonight of a crash along I-94 near Cottage Grove this morning involving a squad car and semi-truck. The state trooper is along the side of the road conducting a stop with their lights activated. A semi-truck swerves at the last second to avoid a major crash, but still clips the squad car, causing significant damage. The trooper was not in the vehicle at the time, so no one was injured. Both the state patrol cruiser and semi-truck needed to be towed from the scene. It is still under investigation. Funding to put police officers in Madison schools is on the table again tonight. The City Finance Committee is meeting right now to potentially approve the contract between Madison Metropolitan School District and the city. The historic contract gives the district the power to remove an SRO from one of the high schools during the 3-year contract period. It was still controversial, however, as some want officers completely removed. A group of 3 former alders have submitted an ethics complaint against the chair of the Board of Education for not recusing herself from the topic, since they say she still works for the city. If the ethics complaint does move the Board of Education to re-vote on the matter, it could result in a tie.
In an interview you will only see on News 3 Now, Madison Police Chief Mike Koval says he will help federal law enforcement in the deportation of known criminals, but not in civil deportations or with people who have no records.
We had a domestic violence situation a couple years ago where the suspect was undocumented, and once we had arrested him and were going through our identification process, when we realized he was undocumented, we took the initiative to tell ICE.
Over the weekend, the president called off his plans to carry out deportations in 10 major cities across the country. Now, Madison was not on that list, but Chief Koval said that could change. Last September, ICE conducted a raid arresting 83 people across the state, including 20 here in Dane County.
The body of the boy who went missing in the Wisconsin River near the Dells last week has been found. The Adams County Sheriff's Department says employees at Alliant Energy Dam found his body around 7:30 this morning. Our Jamie Perez joins us live by the Kilbourne Dam with more on what we know. Jamie?
Well, this is right around the area where the 11-year-old boy's body was found. Actually, right behind me is Kilbourne Dam. Now, this area is about a half mile from where divers initially began their search looking for him. Jamison was last seen going into the river near the Chapel Gorge Trail last Tuesday. Since then, the Adams County Sheriff tells me it's been a long week of recovery efforts to find his body. He also wanted to take this moment to talk about how safety is so important before swimming in this river.
Be aware of where you're swimming at. Be aware of the waters. Respect the waters, the Wisconsin River there, the currents, the divers. I was on the boat several days. A lot of the divers told stories of how the current would take them and push them around down there in the bottom of the river.
Sheriff York also said he is happy he could provide some closure for the family this morning. And in a social media post, a woman claiming to be Jamison's mom posted saying she was relieved to have her little boy's body returned, and now she can get some closure moving forward.
Jamie Perez reporting along the Wisconsin River. Thank you.
Police in Middleton are looking for these two men. They are believed to be involved in at least one, maybe two theft incidents in back-to-back days. On June 20th, that was last Thursday, a car was stolen from an open garage on Ramsey Road. That car was later recovered, but then on the 21st, Friday, police took 2 reports of thefts from vehicles parked in open garages. That was on Westfield Road and West Hempstead Court. These 2 are the suspects in the second case. Police say they don't know at this point if the 2 incidents are related.
A Milwaukee man has been charged in connection with the death of his girlfriend's 5-year-old son last week. Police say Michael Moore left his loaded gun on a living room shelf last week when the boy got a hold of it while his mom was sleeping. She woke up to a loud pop and found her son with a gunshot wound to the head. Moore is charged with child neglect in the boy's death. The judge set bail at $5,000. A Cottage Grove man has been arrested, suspected of using a cell phone to record a 14-year-old girl in the restroom. Detectives arrested 21-year-old Mitchell Brooks for the incident, which allegedly happened in March inside the Burlington Coat Factory on Madison's east side. Detectives believe there may be past unreported incidents involving similar behavior. The Stoughton High School girls JV basketball coach has been removed following an investigation into inappropriate activities with members of the team.
Police records show Robinson Lewis is not allowed on school grounds and cannot contact students or staff. But our Amanda Quintana is here to tell us why the district attorney has declined to charge him in the case. Amanda?
Yeah, well, police records from Stoughton Police show team members said Lewis invited 5 of them back to his house in Evansville, where they smoked marijuana from a dab pen. The girls say the next day he called and texted some of them describing a sex dream he had about them. Despite recommendations from the Evansville Police Department for Lewis to be charged with 5 counts of child enticement and 5 counts of contributing to the delinquency of a minor, the Rock County DA has decided not to charge him, saying the court can't prove the girls smoked an illegal substance. Lewis also coached a 13 and under girls AAU team for Wisconsin Academy. It's unclear if he has been removed from that position as well.
A potential dog breeding facility is up for permit approval in Spring Green. The facility will be used to breed and sell beagles for medical testing. Jill and Clint Kane requested the conditional use kennel permit, and their attorney Mike Curran confirmed the animals are expected to go to institutions conducting medical studies for humans and animals. In a statement to News 3 Now, the Canes say they maintain rigorous animal care practices and standards. They say they have been inspected and approved by the USDA. Village of Spring Green Chairman Joel Marcus said he was only made aware of the medical testing 2 hours before the original hearing.
I have to admit, I felt blindsided. I did not have this information beforehand.
Now the community has expressed some complaints about the facility, including the possibility of excessive smells and noises, as well as ethical concerns. The next hearing will take place on July 17th.
Still ahead tonight, an exclusive interview you'll only see here on News 3 Now.
We sit down with the incoming bishop of the Madison Diocese on the eve of his installation mass. Stay with us. The Diocese of Madison is about to get its new bishop. Donald Hine will be installed tomorrow morning. Charlotte got an exclusive one-on-one interview with him today and has more on what he has to say. Charlotte?
Donald Hine is a Wisconsin native and couldn't be more thrilled to be back home. He has most recently been the bishop of the diocese in Gary, Indiana. He spent 4 years there. Now that he's in Madison, he understands the challenges that lie ahead in his new position. So he plans to spend the first year getting to know and listen to as many people as possible.
I would love to visit every parish, every school, every Catholic institution, if not within the first year, certainly within the scope of possibility. Something I always advise new pastors is don't make any major changes for at least the first year, because you need just to take a pulse of the people, and then in that context of knowledge and trust, you can begin to discern, okay, where is God calling us?
How do you build that trust with members?
A very wise old nun told me right before I was ordained a priest. She said, every single person you're going to meet has a secret sorrow and has a wounded heart. And if you listen to that with compassion, you forge bonds with people, or God forges bonds, between us and among us. And really that's what the communion of the church is about.
I mentioned that he's from Wisconsin. The New Berlin area is where he grew up. He went to Marquette University and attended St. Francis Seminary. He has plenty of family in our area who had been praying for him to move here. Well, it happened, and he spent 10 minutes trying to convince his own brother in Jefferson County that he was going to be his bishop and moving back to Madison. Hine has a full week ahead. His installation mass is tomorrow at 11 a.m. at St. Maria Goretti Church on the west side. Tonight at 7 o'clock, there's a prayer service at SMG known as Vespers, and Friday he will celebrate his first ordination mass as bishop.
Big day ahead. As kids 18 and under are able to eat lunch for free today until August 16th. That's through the Summer Food Service Program. That program provides assistance to kids who don't have regular access to food by giving out free meals. 41 different locations across the Madison area. And today, the free summer food program had its first day special kickoff with free lunches, farm-to-school activities, and live music. Food organizations like REAP provided food like fresh veggies and hummus. Throughout the summer, REAP will put together educational programs like cooking lessons as well at those free meal locations.
Amazing programming that our AmeriCorps service members and our summer interns are able to offer around food and nutrition and sustainability means it's more than just a sandwich. It's enrichment, it's community, and it's nutrition.
Depending on the location, breakfast, lunches, dinners, and snacks will be provided at scheduled times.
Kids from the Boys and Girls Club got a visit from a special guest today at the Kohl's store in Glendale. The kids were told they're going to pick up a jersey and then go into a Brewers game later, but that wasn't the case. Instead, they were given $500 gift cards to shop with Brewer star Ryan Braun. The kids ended up buying everything from shoes to games and, of course, Brewers gear.
That's kind of a pleasant surprise, huh? All right, still ahead tonight, the USA women's soccer team in action in the round of 16. Can they get past Spain?
Plus, how a little boy is creating a new program at his school, doing something good for his fellow students.
And alert days for this evening for possible severe weather. Gary Canalti will have his complete forecast as we look at the week ahead when we come back. Welcome back. You've heard it said before, one person can make a difference.
And that holds true for a 5th grader in Monroe. This is Jyshawn Brightsman. He attended Northside Elementary this past school year. He watched a video online with his mom one day about a group of students doing something kind for an unsuspecting classmate who flew under the radar. It moved Jyshawn to do something similar at his school.
How important is it to be kind?
It's kind of really important because I like when I put a smile on someone's face.
You have a good smile. You have a really good smile. I bet you get a lot of people to smile, don't you?
Yeah.
In a special Do Something Good story, we'll tell you about the new kindness club that Jyshawn started and the impact it's having on students at Northside Elementary. Oh, and grab your Kleenex. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Look forward to that. Maybe not the Kleenex part, but need an umbrella out there, Gary. Can hear it on the roof right now.
Yeah, just had a big crack of thunder overhead. Some pretty heavy rain moving right through the west side of Madison. But hopefully the severe weather threat will be ending in the next couple of hours. We haven't had really anything across southern Wisconsin other than some small hail from the storms. And a lot of that was just because we had this area of clearing over southwestern Wisconsin. And then as a little wave of low pressure and a weak cold front moved through, you can see these thunderstorms just kind of developing along that line and then sweeping eastward into south central Wisconsin. Now, there was a report of inch in diameter hailstones in Middleton just after 2 o'clock, but for the most part, that's about all the reports of hail that we've received. 12-hour precipitation, this area over northwestern Dane County, southern Sauk County, northeastern Iowa County may have picked up an inch of rain, but a lot of other locations, there's some spotty areas that picked up around a half inch to an inch of rain, and many locations that have picked up less than that or farther out to the west, very little at all. High resolution Doppler radar right now, these are stronger thunderstorm cells that might be producing some hail, including the one right over Madison right now. You can see as we put the radar into motion, one line of storms is headed out to the east into Lake Michigan. Another one just kind of forming behind it. That's what's moving through the Madison area right now. But as we widen out the radar perspective, notice the showers and storms really starting to diminish out to the west. As we get into the cooler part of the night, as the sun goes down, these showers and storms will fizzle out pretty quickly. Now, before that happens, the Storm Prediction Center still has a slight risk of severe thunderstorms over southern Wisconsin, hail and high winds being the main threat. And tomorrow, they also have a slight risk of severe thunderstorms. The instability tomorrow will be higher, but we won't have as good of a trigger with a cold front coming through like we do this afternoon. So it's possible the storms may develop farther to the east and to the south of us and miss southern Wisconsin altogether. But if storms do develop, the possibility is there for hail and gusty winds with some of the stronger storms. Take a look at the live view from the WISC Skycam. Pretty heavy rain falling here. Every once in a while, we've been seeing some flashes of lightning. Temperature right now in Madison, 64 degrees. Continues to rain at the airport. The winds out of the west-southwest at 5 miles per hour. Temperatures where it's been raining generally in the 60s to the south and west, though. Temperatures are in the 70s, and we'll probably be in the mid-80s for tomorrow. Dew point temperatures right now right around 60 through much of southern Wisconsin. The air is a little bit drier out to the west, but dew points are still in the 50s. So as that warmer air moves in for tomorrow, the atmosphere becomes a little bit more unstable. If we look at the instability, you can see this little patch of instability this evening. Later on tonight, as the sun goes down, boom, that instability is gone. But tomorrow afternoon, it pops back up again, and you can see some moderate instability over southern Wisconsin. The higher instability, the areas in red farther to the south across parts of Iowa into Illinois, and then tomorrow night, boom, as soon as the sun goes down, the storms and the instability goes away. You can see on Weather Track right now, we have this little dip in the jet stream, which is causing these storms to form, but they're moving through pretty quickly because they're very close to the jet stream itself. So showers and storms will end this evening, then skies will clear out overnight, low temperature dropping to 60. Tomorrow we'll see sunshine for much of the day. If there is a shower or thunderstorm, it'll be late in the afternoon with a high temperature of 84, so a warmer day, and that's just the first of several warmer days that we have on the way. So the shower and thunderstorm chances move out tonight, skies clear out, temperatures drop to around 60. For tomorrow, look for partly sunny skies, outside chance of a shower or storm. Again, the better chances may be closer to Lake Michigan or farther to the south, highs in the mid-80s. Tomorrow night we clear out, temperatures stay in the 60s, and then for Wednesday, we're back to partly sunny skies, high temperatures in the middle 80s. Rainfall amounts, spotty. Areas that get the heavier showers and storms could see up to an inch of rain. Most areas will see less than a tenth of an inch. 7 to 10 day forecast, though. Once the showers and storms start to move away, we have alert days for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for highs around 90 and heat index values into the mid-90s. Temperatures will stay warm all the way through the 4th of July holiday.
Former Badger Rose Lavelle plays a big role for the U.S. in their World Cup match with Spain today. The story coming up in sports.
Hi, I'm Michelle Carolla. Tonight on the news at 9, President Trump signed an executive order for price transparency in health care. We'll explain how it could drive down costs. That is first on Fox at 9.
The United States is into the quarterfinals of the FIFA Women's World Cup, but Spain gave the Americans all they could handle in their round of 16 game today, and former Badger Rose Lavelle was in the middle of the most critical play in the match. With the score tied at 1, Lavelle was crossing the box when number 14 in red hits Lavelle in the shin with her foot. Not much of a foul, but by the book, it awards a penalty kick. They go to the VAR, that's the video assistant referee. The foul confirmed, a penalty kick given. Megan Rapinoe gets her second PK of the match. It's the game winner. The U.S. escapes with a 2-1 win to go to the quarterfinals. They'll face the home team, France, in Paris Friday afternoon. The other quarterfinal on that side of the bracket will be played Thursday afternoon when Norway faces England. The other World Cup result today, Sweden beat Canada 1-0. We'll find out tonight if Giannis Antetokounmpo is in fact the NBA's most valuable player this season. The NBA awards show is tonight starting at 8 on TNT. The other MVP finalists are Houston's James Harden and Oklahoma City's Paul George. Giannis is also a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year, and Mike Budenholzer is a finalist for NBA Coach of the Year. Jerry Kelly didn't get to celebrate his win at the American Family Insurance Championship very long. About 9 this morning, he was traveling to the U.S. Senior Open in South Bend, Indiana. But you can bet he got some celebrating in after beating Steve Stricker and Retief Goosen in a playoff yesterday at University Ridge. Kelly won it on the third playoff hole as he rolled in this birdie putt on 15 and set off a wild celebration with his caddy, Eric Meller. It was Kelly's first win on PGA Tour Champions in a year and a half, and he's a Wisconsin guy winning a Wisconsin PGA Tour event.
You can't just press a button and say, okay, we're in Wisconsin, it must be the Wisconsin guys. I mean, it's actually harder than it is easier. So I think we've had a great record, and again, to have 2 of us in the playoff, I think it's impressive. It's just not that easy.
As for Steve Stricker, it was a disappointing finish as his putt in the playoff did a horseshoe around the hole and stayed out. But as far as American Family Insurance Championship goes, Stricker said he couldn't have asked for a better week.
It was a great week. You know, we take a lot of pride and satisfaction from this week, and knowing that we're going to raise a lot of money to be able to give back to the Children's Hospital and all these other charities that we support. So, you know, that puts a smile on my face.
The Brewers are off tonight. They'll open a series with the Seattle Mariners at Miller Park tomorrow night. Despite losing 5 of their last 7 games, the Brewers are only a half game behind the Cubs, who are in first place in the Central Division. And boy, here's how it's been going for the Cubs lately. Their bullpen catcher, Chad Noble, tried to get into the Cubs bullpen because that's kind of his office. Couldn't get in. He wasn't real happy about it. They said, just pull on the door a little harder. Well, that didn't work. After a while, they figured it out. They came from the inside.
Oh, my goodness.
They locked him out.
You see him, he's like, hey,
well,
I need some help here.
You ever do that when you go, I'll break that door down?
You're going the wrong way the whole time.
I knew that would happen when they moved the bullpens under the bleachers.
Oh, yeah. It was easier then. You could get in all the time, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Well, what's going on out there right now?
Some showers and storms rolling through the Madison area right now. One band over southeastern Wisconsin, another band moving through the Madison area, and then just some scattered showers and storms back to the west. Temperatures right now have cooled off into the 60s, so that's limiting the severe weather threat. Maybe some small hail and some of the stronger storms. Alert days in the forecast, though, for the weekend. High temperatures around 90. Heat index values between 95, maybe up to 100 in some spots. And temperatures will stay warm all the way through the 4th of July holiday.
Good to have Charlotte back from vacation. She brought all that warm weather with her. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 10.